What's going on, guys? How we doing? Today's video, I want to kind of talk a bit more about GAC and kind of getting ourselves prepared for it and giving us some thoughts. I want to do more of these videos when it's closer to the GAC date for the starting date of the next rounds and season, which is on the 13th. Today is going to be, I'll post this on a Friday, so like the 3rd. So I just kind of want to give you guys some first initial thoughts or impressions. I'm autoing the Sith raid because somebody hit it early, so who the heck cares? But here's the thing with GAC. I feel like there is one thing that has been kind of, I don't know if it's like a bit of an advantage or like a bit of a nuisance or really annoying kind of a thing, but I don't know. I can't help but feel like the omicrons that they just been coming out with recently have been almost like a pretty big game changer in terms of that specific mode. I'm not sure if you guys have really looked at some of the other omicrons in the game, but like, you know, for example, the new scion of Jango Fett, Boba, if you look at his omicrons, they're right directly into TW, right? But like the omicrons itself transforms him from like a pretty solid like A tier character to like an S tier GL character. He is literally in TW. He will be a galactic legend because of all the stuff he gets with those omicron abilities. And it's kind of, to a certain extent, the exact same way with some of these ones from 4th place. Let's hope I get top 10, baby. I need those rewards. It's kind of the same thing to a certain extent with the GAC omicrons. So to kind of prove a point, I don't know, prove a point, but like kind of showing you guys some of these omicrons. I mean, we just got the Qui-Gon, we got the Zam Wessel. I would say the biggest one so far, or a couple bigger ones, would be the Dash Rendar and also the Qui-Gon that we just barely got. So like this one, the Qui-Gon is literally the biggest game changer for a subset of Jedi. That Qui-Gon can be the perfect leadership for in a GAC setting. And I want to go over this. I want to make this video maybe a couple videos talking about this arena and all this sort of stuff because there's a lot to talk about and a lot to dive into. And I want to pick your guys' brains on these topics. So like this one, it's literally such a big game changer to the point where I might, if you are more, it's this is the biggest thing that people are going to have to make decisions on with these stupid freaking ability materials is, do you want to be a guild player, like a team player, or do you want to go more focused on the GAC kind of stuff? The rewards you get from Territory War is the Relic 9 materials, right? Not bad whatsoever. They're all good. But I want to say that it might be a bit more worth it if you're very competitive in a GAC setting to put some of your first omicrons onto a Qui-Gon Jinn, a Dash Rendar if you have it, so on and so forth, for some of those Grand Arena Omicron ability characters, just because that might be a bit more long-term, way better for you in terms of investment and the rewards you get that come along with it if you do perform well. It's the same thing. You're taking a gamble if you want to put and apply some on your Territory War ones, like the Captain Phasma, like the new Boba Fett, and it's like a gamble because you want to, have them be super good in that mode, but like, what if you don't perform that well in that mode? For me, this might seem super selfish, but most times, often than not, I would trust myself over a guild in terms of rewards. But then again, it's like, I want to help both sides. And it's kind of hard to make that first decision, which is kind of why I say it's still smart to hold off on all of these until we can kind of get some first initial testing of these abilities. So like the first week of GAC, I'm not going to apply any of these for the omicrons, but like if I see somebody testing out a Qui-Gon with like Anakin, a JKA, an Ayla, maybe some Cam in there, whoever else for that full 5 Jedi team, and it's really, really good, then I will for sure be putting that onto Qui-Gon and having another team there, because that is like an additional team I have now to use in GAC. Beforehand, if I don't have the Omicron, it's like a filler team. Like, it's going to be garbage. Like, it's going to get one-shotted regardless of whatever I'm going to be setting with it. It's bad, right? But with the thing, it might turn it into something so vastly important that it's going to help me in that mode. So the whole reason I'm making this video, guys, is the difference between Territory War and GAC Omicrons. I could care less about the Territory Battle ones because that is so non-existent right now, unless they come out with like a new Territory Battles. Like, I think there's one on Kyle Katarn and Rolo and all that, all those guys. I'm not sure about Chief Nebbit, kind of curious, but as I'm talking, I'll go to it. But like the whole idea of this video and why I'm making it right now is because there is a big decision for you guys to make out there between getting some for GAC to give those really nice rewards and more crystal income based upon your wins, or go for the territory war ones that can increase your chances of winning with your entire guild. So it's kind of like your guild or yourself, and even more so now than ever, because this is directly impacting you in way more ways than you might have thought beforehand. So this is the Omicron on him. I'm pretty sure this is, oh, it's Territory Wars. What do you know? So like another one that we could possibly be using in Territory Wars. And that's the biggest thing. This is for sure the most important ability right now. I think this is more important. These Omicrons are more important than Relic 9 materials are. And I think for that reason, I mean, I don't think we get any Omicrons from GAC rewards or even Territory Wars, but they are definitely super important. And that's a decision you guys are going to have to make yourself. I wouldn't make that decision anytime soon. I'd probably hold off a little bit on all of your Omicrons until, you know, the Boba Fett is all the way completed with all the conquests, and even, you know, first couple weeks in GAC. You want to kind of wait and see how the other people, the ones that do apply them, how they actually work and function before you actually want to place them on for yourself. And it's annoying because you can't really tell for yourself unless you apply it and use it in that mode. Like, for all we know, we could never know how Qui-Gon is if you keep setting him on defense, right? So you're going to have some people out there who record and test and all that sort of stuff, even that much more difficult than in an arena setting, which is my next point. Is for the last thing here I want to talk about in my video is arena is dead. Squad arena is dead. You might get like a bit of rewards, but like crystals are the only reason why I ever played that. I'm still going to try to, you know, get first place and all that sort of stuff for like getting some of these, I'll show you guys. All these, what are they, like the tokens to get first place? These 900 or squad arena tokens, because that does translate into shard shop currency, which guess what? Omicrons are used and you buy them with shard shop currency. So another reason to still get first place, so you can over time get more Omicrons. So definitely want to still get first place. But in terms of like the mod quality on some of these characters, I would actually dare say not demod fully because that's stupid, but take off some of those better mods off of your Master Kenobi if he is the one that you usually use in your climbs for arena. If you think about him in GAC, then in GAC settings, you don't really need to have him with those top tier mods. You can actually move those mods to a subset like a Qui-Gon Jinn and make him a bit better and have another team for defense while you keep your Qui-Gon, or rather you keep your Kenobi for offense. And, you know, it's just like the whole thing of what you have, what you don't have, and what you can set, all that sort of stuff in GAC. In Territory Wars, I would definitely set the right mods onto that, just because there is no Qui-Gon Zeta or Omicron ability that's used in Territory Wars. That's only in GAC. So the whole mod game is going to be even that much more difficult, and you gotta remod even that much more now between the Omicrons and arena and all this sort of stuff, right? But I would say for now, you know, once the changes do apply for arenas and there's no more crystals, then I would definitely demod some of these guys like your Kenobi and take off some mods, like, because if it is JC and I see that Qui-Gon is a very good character and team to build upon, and I'm like, holy smokes, I need to have this guy for my GAC, if like defensive team and offensive team, like whatever it may be. You know what I'm gonna be doing, guys, is I'm gonna be copying and pasting this exact loadout from my Kenobi straight on to my Qui-Gon, because that's how important that could be for me. And it doesn't really affect my squad arena, because guess what? Squad arena is pretty much dead. The only arena that matters is fleet. And in fleet, you get a max of 400 crystals a day. Not even that great in terms of what it was beforehand, but you know, it's still something, right? With the crystals in fleet arena. But can I just show you that this is something, and I want to talk about this in the videos, this is something that I would consider, is remodding for some of these different things in GAC and Territory Wars. Don't really care much about your squad arena as much anymore because it's pretty much going to be dead. But the whole topic of discussion today was the GAC and the Territory War Omicrons, which ones to apply first. You know, still hard to say, but I feel like this is going to be a very big impact for us as the gamers of SWGoH, especially for those of us who want to be competitive in GAC. Like, there's going to be like two different paths you got to go. And, you know, as much as I want to, like, please my guild and I want to apply some of those, I also want to, like, make sure I'm on top of my game in GAC. So it's kind of going to be a bit more difficult because I know I need to get all those saved up for Boba Fett. But at the same time, I want to have some new, fresh teams for GAC because you have to set some more teams in some of these different, you know, what's it called, like divisions and all that sort of stuff. So lots of decision making to be had here. And I think this is just something that, you know, was worthy to talk about. It was worth a video. So I'm going to, you know, kind of read some of your guys' comments. I would love to hear them. You know, what is your plan of action here? I still think hoarding and saving is the best play. I mean, it is, of course, like that's a no-brainer, right? But once we do have the opportunity to see all these new guys in action with their omicrons in those specific modes, where would you guys go? Again, kind of hard to say, but I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on all this down below. And does this make GAC and Territory War that much more annoying because you have to now pick and choose? You know how it was like Galactic Legend for like Kylo or Rey, you got to pick and choose? Kind of the same thing, you know, in some modes that, you know, one was better than the other, you know, and you're like, oh, cool, I have this awesome Kylo that can solo raid, but he's like, you know, he might be lacking in others. He really isn't, but I'm just giving that as an example. Same kind of thing with this, Territory War and Grand Arena. If you pick one Omicron ability over the other, you might be hurting yourself. So just something to think about, guys. Love to hear your guys' thoughts and comments down below. That's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I will see you later. Peace out and have a good one. Bye, guys.